Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are at the top of the hour. So glad to have you here. I see some people coming in now. Let's get that chat warmed up. Say hello from wherever you are. Let me know you're here so I can welcome you personally. Today, we're talking about leveraging LinkedIn for live events. This is part 4 of the 4-part series, Go Live with Ease. So, do you ever feel like you're shouting into the void when posting on LinkedIn, like, hello? Or maybe you go live and just hear crickets? Well, today, my friend, we fix that. And I'll give you 2 small changes I made that like 10x my growth on LinkedIn. So really LinkedIn specific stuff today. So please stick with me right here, right now, and I'll show you how to build an engaged audience and grow your brand through LinkedIn Live without feeling like you have to reinvent the wheel every single time. No one wants that, right? I see people coming in. Good morning. Good morning, Bradley. Hello, how are you? Excellent. So glad you're all coming in. I like to see that. Let me just double check over here. Yes, everything's coming through nicely. I hear myself again. There we go. So all the sounds coming through, and Bradley, and the second user, for whatever reason, I'm not seeing your name live. Let me try on my second device to see what's happening here, but not to keep anyone waiting. Let's go ahead and move forward. So, welcome everyone. If you want more people to show up, engage, and feel inspired to take action after you speak, or maybe even during your speech, this session is for you. We're going to cover the key strategies to stand out, promote your event effectively, and repurpose your content like a pro. Are you excited about this? Because I know I am. So go ahead and tag someone who needs this information. If you know someone struggling to grow on LinkedIn, go ahead and invite them to this session and let's help more people show up confidently. But you might be wondering who I am and why you should even listen to me. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a verbal branding expert and I help professionals own their voice and increase their impact, specifically through LinkedIn Lives. My mission is to help you feel confident with the camera so you can focus on delivering that message that matters most. And as I already mentioned before, special note today, this is part 4 in a 4-part series of Go Live with Ease. If you'd like to have a link for that, I'm going to send that right there in the chat. Don't look at it now. Look at it after we're finished. That will be there for you. So while I'm going to check out some of the checks, there's some glitches there. I'm going to give you a poll for everyone who's here live with me today. That's part of the great fun of a live session, right? That interactivity in real time. So the first question, what do you think? What's the hardest part of growing an audience on LinkedIn? The hardest part of growing an audience on LinkedIn. Type in A if you think it's getting people to show up, to see your content, to get those eyeballs. B, keeping people engaged and staying with your content beyond just the first line or the first 40 seconds of your live event. Or C, creating content, knowing what to create. So do you think it's getting the eyeballs to stay, or creating the content in the first place? What do you think is the hardest part of growing an audience in the LinkedIn? A, B, or C? Go ahead and drop that in the chat. While you're doing that, I'm going to double check what's going on with our chat. Chinu, welcome. So glad you're here. So I do see it. Excellent. Okay, great. Let's keep going. Drop those answers in the chat. What do you think is the hardest part about growing on LinkedIn? For me, while you're dropping those answers, and you can drop them in whether you're listening live or on the replay. For me, the biggest mistake is focusing only on the live event itself. I've seen so many people posting fantastic content, like really good, juicy bits and gold nuggets in their live events. But if they're not, and this I've seen so many times, people don't build the engagement before or even during and after, they're just missing huge opportunities, just leaving opportunities, conversations with your ideal contact person, leaving them on the table and not using LinkedIn Live for what it's designed to do, connect people with ideas and thought leaders. I like to think of LinkedIn Live like running a marathon. And if you're not telling anyone that you're running the marathon, it's like you're not telling anyone. So you might be getting great practice, you're running the marathon, you're flexing those muscles, you're overcoming personal challenges, but without the spectators, without the fellow runners, or heck, without even a finish line, it feels a little bit empty to run that marathon, right? So it's about letting people know what you're doing, what's coming, and letting people engage with you while you're presenting. Yes, welcome everyone. The key to leveraging LinkedIn, the key is really to leverage LinkedIn to work for you and not the other way around where we're working for LinkedIn. If you're working for LinkedIn, this session probably isn't for you, right? We want to do it the other way around. If your audience checks you out and sees you, so you're doing a live event, and then more likely than not, you're going to go and check out their profile, find out what are they doing, what information are they putting out, do I want to connect, are we a match or not? And when people go to your profile, and if they see either no picture, a fuzzy unclear picture, banner, if those things aren't clear, aren't inspiring, people are going to move on. They won't understand what you're about or why they should bother connecting, right? So, the huge tip here, the big aha moment, is to optimize your profile. So, just get back to the basics with your profile, your LinkedIn bio, the profile photo, that little circle, the banner. This is such valuable real estate. And all of these, in fact, I'm going to share with you my screen for just 1 second so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm going to open up my profile just so you can see this. And this, if you haven't already seen my profile, here we go. It's a little bit small, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. I don't think you can see the cursor, but that big picture across the front with my hands like that, that's the banner. That circle on the side, that's my profile photo. And then right under that, there's a bit of text there that's just, this is your first impression. This is your first touch point. This is where you say who you are, what you want, why you're here, right? This is how you connect with people and let them know. Further down on the page, now you can see here, this is where I can edit on this page, but further down, we also have the featured section. This is again prime real estate. And so if you're leaving these blank, if you're not telling people what's important to you, you're really missing opportunities and a chance to connect with your audience. So really optimize your profile first. Optimize your profile first. I'm wondering in the chat, go ahead. Have you ever felt like you're on LinkedIn, you're putting out content, maybe you're even hosting a live session just like I'm doing now? Have you ever done this and you felt like no one's watching? You feel like no one's what? If you've ever felt that, I'm raising my hand because I have been there, definitely have been there. If you've ever felt that, go ahead and drop an emoji in the comments. Drop an emoji because you're not alone. We've all been there. If you've ever done a live event, more likely than not, you know what feeling I'm talking about. So go ahead and drop an emoji there so we can see how this is going. Great. What I want to look at now is how to promote your live event for maximum engagement. So I mentioned there are three parts. You want to promote it before the event, you want to have high engagement during the event, and then we want to talk about what to do after the event to keep reusing that content and having leveraging LinkedIn to work for you. So people often ask me, Elizabeth, how far in advance should I start promoting for my live events? Some people have heard a few days before. Some people have heard, well, you just do it the day of, let people know, hey, I'm here. And some people don't even know that we should promote. And yeah, I have to break a myth here. It's a common myth that just clicking live, it's not enough. It's really not enough. I mean, this might work for gurus who have massive followings and people just eat up whatever they have because they've developed that relationship over time. They have that connection already with their audience. And so maybe they even do it regularly and people know, okay, every Tuesday morning, I'm starting off with my favorite LinkedIn creator. Yes, that's true. That can work if you have a very robust brand. But wouldn't it also help for your reach and for connecting and reminding people even further if you promote? It's a bit of a no-brainer, right? So Bradley gave me the thumbs up. Yes, that is in reference to, yeah, you've put stuff out on LinkedIn and felt alone or that there were just crickets. Yeah, you're not alone at all. We've all been there. And today's session is about what steps to take to change that, because people are out there. People are waiting. They're listening. They're actually searching to hear the exact message that you have to share. So why not make it easy? Why not make it easy for them to find you? So, yeah, if as I was saying before, some people think promotion's not important. It really is. As I like to say, listen up, buttercup. Promotion is key. It does nothing but help you and help you connect with your target audience. The general thought is that you should be promoting at least 7 days before your event. I say 2 weeks before, ideally 2 weeks before your event, start putting it out there, publish, promoting, and then during those last 7 days, really get more active talking about your event. In fact, as I mentioned before, there's really a three-part strategy here. There's the pre-live promotion or hype, get people excited about what you're sharing, what you're revealing, what you're going to be talking about. Go ahead and announce it multiple times on your feed, in the DMs, in the comments. And here people are like, I don't have time for all of that, or I have an event tomorrow. What should I do? You know what? Even if you only talk about it or post it one time, that's already 100% better than if you didn't do it, right? Even if you only post once a week, that's still 10 times better than staying silent. The second part of the strategy is during the live. Encourage engagement. Encourage people to like your event. Drop comments and share with others. Tag others. In fact, you can help me with this right now. If you're here live or listening on the replay, go ahead and give a like. You can push the emojis at the bottom. You can share it with someone who you know will benefit from this. It's about creating community and helping each other with this valuable information. So it's all about live engagement. And for those of you here live, that's the magic, isn't it? When you get to have a conversation with the person sharing the information. The third part of this strategy is the post live follow up. So, this is about repurposing your content to keep the conversation going. Once you've published, someone has responded, registered, maybe you've even had a DM or two, a direct message together. You've started a conversation, you've had the live event. Don't drop the ball. This is the time to keep that conversation going. The goal in my live events is to make key connections and inspire others to take action, to start doing your own live events. So the last thing I want to do is say, "See ya," and then just be gone. Ooh, and then get out of focus. So, one thing that I'd really like to share with you today, since we're here live, I'd like to share with you today is my personal story and two changes that really made the biggest impact on my LinkedIn growth so far. And actually, not only on LinkedIn, but also my business growth. These two small changes had a huge impact. So, the first one I did was I started inviting guests to my live events. I started inviting guests onto the stage with me to share their story, to have conversations, make it more interactive. LinkedIn loves this. The algorithm loves this because people are coming from their followership, from my followership, and it just creates a synergy that doesn't happen when I'm running solo, like I am today. The engagement during those live sessions just skyrocketed. It skyrocketed like 350%. It was really exciting right from the first one. It wasn't something that needed to build up over time. It was instant change. The second change I made that had a huge impact was simply sending invites. Sending invites. So this is not a DM, this is inviting from within the platform. That led to a 6x increase in views because people knew the event was happening. They had an announcement. LinkedIn said, "Hey, this is important for this person." This person was specifically invited. So just like the marathon example I gave before, if no one knows about your event, no one will show up. It sounds pretty clear when you say it that way, but often when we're preparing, we don't quite think it through. We're often focused on what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? What kind of slides am I going to use? What does my hair look like? What is my eyebrow doing? Let's shift the focus away from eyebrows on more on promotion, engaging with your audience, because that is the point of a LinkedIn Live, connecting people with people, right? And so for the third part of the strategies, we already talked about the pre-event, we talked about during the event, trying to get those likes and comments and shares be a little more interactive. Now I want to shift our focus to after the live event. After the live event, what to do to repurpose this live content. You've had this great moment, you've had interactivity with your audience, you've just dropped some real truth bombs and really golden nugget kind of moments, stuff that's valuable, but we don't want to forget it. We don't want to leave it sitting where no one in a quiet room where no one will see it. So let me take a drink of water. I'm getting so excited about this. I'm going to take a drink of water and tell you exactly how to do that. But first, I'm curious if you've done LinkedIn Lives or if you're thinking about doing LinkedIn Lives and have only done posts, how often do you reuse your content from your live sessions or from other activities you do on LinkedIn? How often do you reuse your content, reuse or repurpose? And I want to know, this is an always, sometimes, or never. Always, sometimes, or never question. And You can also just write A for always, S sometimes, and N for number. Never, if you can only do one keystroke. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. How often do you reuse your content on LinkedIn? Mhm. Sometimes we just need a drink of water, I tell you what. All right. Yeah, there seems to be some strange thing happening with the comments today. I'm not sure why, but I really appreciate those of you who are here live dropping those comments and engaging with me. That's the magic here. So, one thing I've learned in my LinkedIn live streaming experience and just live streaming in general and videoing in general, even before I got involved with LinkedIn, is that one session, one video, one live event equals multiple pieces of content. One live event can equal a month of quality content. And you don't want to let this content disappear after you go live because this is gold. This is the really good stuff. One benefit of streaming on LinkedIn or most social media platforms is that it automatically saves every live streaming event. LinkedIn saves it under the events, creating an entire library of content for you. And this is a simple, easy copy a link and you can share and invite people to that. If someone asks me a question about a if someone asks me a question about a specific topic, I can say, hey, I did a LinkedIn Live about that. Here's the link. Go check it out. In fact, around minute 4 is where I answer your specific question. It's just so easy, so simple, brilliant. And then they can get the whole package by watching your live event. Um, I've started streaming on Instagram. Instagram, it's a little bit more complicated to save it and create a library of content, but it's still possible. YouTube is fantastic for it, but LinkedIn has always been consistently saving and creating a great library of content. And just to wrap this up shortly, again, this is getting LinkedIn to work for you rather than you working for LinkedIn or becoming a full-time content creator when you have other more important things to do with your time. I'm going to give you 3 easy ways to repurpose your content. One thing I like to do a lot is definitely jumping on the trend of short form video clips on LinkedIn. You can easily turn this long form content into highlights for shorts, reels, posts. There's a lot of AI based software available now where I use Opus Pro at the moment, where I can just drop in a link and it chops it up nicely, adds captions. It's an easy win. It's an extremely easy win. And I put the link at the bottom to refer to the full episode. So taking out the highlights. Another easy win is carousel posts, where you can break down key takeaways into slides. Canva makes this super easy. I know a number of people who regularly do carousel posts or even just a listicle, where if you're writing your notes in bullet points, which I recommend for live events, that's an easy transition. It's a copy paste. And if you already have a template, win. Um, Another thing is written posts. As I said, if you already have um, your notes written in bullet points, you add a little bit of chat GPT or just speak it out in your brain, write it out, and you can summarize your insights. You can tag attendees for more engagement. Just get those written posts out and active. All of these steps without having to reinvent the wheel again, each of these steps, regularly posting content on LinkedIn, is exactly what the algorithm rewards. The algorithm rewards people who show up consistently. And by repurposing your materials and your content, that makes that an easy win. Bradley responded to almost never repurposing your content. That was from the question, how often do you reuse content from your live sessions? Almost never. So you have done it a little bit. And today I'm giving you some easy wins, some easy ideas about how to do that. In fact, I did an entire LinkedIn live session just about repurposing content. So that's somewhere I would recommend that you go and check it out. I'll give you the link if you need it, but it's in that library of content I was talking about under events. I can send you that way. So the key here, as I mentioned before, is consistency. Consistency over perfection. Keep showing up. Use that same message in different formats, because the first time you hear it, the second time you hear it, people keep coming back for more. It's the same message in different formats. And just a piece of encouragement, if this seems a bit overwhelming for you, hearing all these different ideas like, but Elizabeth, I don't need a second job right now. Listen, even if you focus on just one of these things, or even just improving 1% each time, not 10%, not 100%, but just improve 1% each time, your audience will grow. And LinkedIn rewards the long game. So I've dropped quite a few ideas in this session, a lot of actionable steps today. And I'm curious, which of these ideas would you like to try first? Which one will you do first? Go ahead and drop the word in the comments, either a shorts, a video clip, carousel, article, a post, whatever your idea is. If you're like, I just want to check out Opus clips, Canva, what is it you want to try first after we get off of this session? I'm very curious. And even if you're listening on the replay, go ahead and drop that in the comments, because I will see that. I will respond and we can have a conversation together about how to do that. So Bradley says that would be great. Yeah, to go to that event. There's quite a bit of a delay today. So apologies if it feels like I'm not paying attention to you, because I truly am. I truly am paying attention. So we're coming up to the half hour, and I'm going to give you just a quick summary of the main points we talked about today. A successful LinkedIn Live strategy isn't just about going live. It's about the big picture. The big picture. Optimize your profile, promote effectively, and repurpose your content. So if you add those three pieces to a great solid live event, which we talked about in the previous 3 sessions about how to do that in this series, then you're going to have LinkedIn working for you rather than you working for LinkedIn. And always remember that consistency beats perfection every single time. So go ahead and just start from where you are today and improve, even if it's just 1% over time. Imagine where you'll be a year from now. So if you want to know how to improve over time, if you want to know how to get started, I can show you exactly how to do that. Go ahead and follow me for more tips on confidently sharing your message with live video. And you can help me out and a friend out. Sharing is caring. Go ahead and tag a friend who should see this session and invite them to the replay, because the replay is just as valuable. If they ask questions, drop a comment, I will respond and make this interactive, even on the replay. Also, I want to give a special shout out for those of you who are aware and who may be celebrating Today, the first day of spring, for my friends who are Persian, Nowruz, happy Nowruz to you. And for those in the Northern Hemisphere, happy first day of spring. And I'm hosting a Spring Clean Your LinkedIn profile. So, this is where we're going to get into the nitty gritty about that valuable real estate I talked about earlier in the session. Talked about your banner, talk about your profile picture, header, featured section, exactly how to do that, and keep your profile fresh, up to date, and clear for those people who are scrolling by, clicking, and want to check out who you are, why you're here, and what you want so they can continue a conversation with you. So, again, this is a workshop next week. Alert, alert. It's on Wednesday, March 26th. It's on Wednesday, March 26th. And I will put a link for that after we're finished this session. I have something for 30 minutes and host a training event. Ah, okay. This is for what you want to do, what you're inspired to do after the session. I love that. Host an event for 30 minutes. I'm going to give you a high five. Phew, awesome. Cheer for you. Do you have training video on how to host a LinkedIn Live event like this? I absolutely do. That's my specialty. You can even send me a DM. Let's have a conversation. That would be great. Please send the details of the Spring Clean LinkedIn profile. I'm going to do that. You know what? I'm going to do that right after. Yeah, I don't have it copy paste so quickly. I'll do that right after I close the session. And let me tell you who this is for, this Spring Clean, although we already have some people excited about it already. This is for you if you're tired of feeling invisible in LinkedIn. What if, or imagine if your profile could attract the right people, the people you want to talk to, the people you want to connect with, the people you want to hear a great big yes from? What if we could do that effortlessly? And really, when was the last time you updated your profile? Perhaps now is the time for you too to do a LinkedIn spring clean. Just spring clean your LinkedIn profile. So great. Thank you all joining me today. I'm so glad you could make it here live. I appreciate all the comments in the comment section. I appreciate those of you who are here for the replay as well. That's our session for today, and I welcome you to continue the conversation with me. Follow me, send me a DM. Let's keep this conversation going, and I'll see you next week to spring clean your LinkedIn profile.